Hey everybody, this is Nicole from Wildflower Valley Farm. I want to take just a quick minute this morning as I'm getting ready to leave for work and show you all how I keep my rabbits cool in the summertime. The heat of the summer is so much harder on rabbits than the cold in the winter. Rabbits do a really great job of keeping themselves warm in the wintertime as long as you keep them in an area where they're not, they don't have to worry about drafts, you don't have wind blowing, and keep them dry. If you can do those two things for a rabbit, they can do a really good job of keeping themselves warm. But in the summertime, it is so hard for a rabbit to keep themselves cool. So let me show you what I do every morning in the summertime. Once the temperatures start approaching 90 degrees and stay above 90 consistently, I start putting ice in their cages. So I just use plastic bottles. You can use anything. You can use a 2-liter bottle. These are juice bottles. I like those because the plastic is a little bit thicker. The rabbits don't chew on them initially, but at some point, down the road, sometimes they do start to chew on them just out of boredom. While it's not a good thing to let them chew on these because they are plastic, you really don't want them eating plastic. The thicker plastic, if they are chewing on it during the day, they are less likely to make a hole in it before you find it. These are just some juice bottles that I have filled, not quite full. I filled them up to about right here with water so that when the water freezes and they expand, it's not going to crack the bottle. But I just fill them up, stick them in my deep freezer, and then every morning before I go to work, I stick them in the cages with the rabbits. So one of the things I do is I have a fan set up to where it is constantly blowing a good breeze toward the rabbit cages. And then every cage is set up with a water bottle, frozen water bottle. And they can just lay against that. It helps keep them cool throughout the day. A bottle this size will last several hours. Ideally, you would want to put the ice block out during the heat of the day, maybe as early as 11 or 12 o'clock, maybe around 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I probably wouldn't wait until that late because at least here in East Tennessee where we live, by 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, it is hot and they're already going to be in distress. Since I usually leave pretty early in the mornings before it really starts getting hot, I just go ahead and give them this chunk of ice, and it lasts through most of the day. It will last through the hottest part of the day at the very least, to give them some relief. And the other important thing is to make sure they have plenty of fresh, cool water. And so what I'll do is, I've got the fan blowing all the time. They get their ice blocks first thing in the morning right before I leave for work, and make sure they have plenty of good clean water at that time. And then the first thing I'll do when I get home in the evening is check their water, make sure they have plenty of good clean water then. We've had consistently 90+ degree days already for a couple of weeks now, and nobody seems to be in any kind of distress with this routine. So I'm going to continue it as long as it's working. So that is all I have for today's video. If you haven't already, please click that subscribe button down below and check out the description down below for links to all of our social media accounts. If you have any questions or comments, don't forget to leave those down below as well, because we do read every one of them. Thanks for watching.